Hi, friends, welcome you all. Good morning. In the previous lecture, we have discussed the role of corporate banking in economic development. Today, in this lecture, we are going to discuss factoring, meaning, features, and process of factoring. Finance is a crucial part of any business to become a successful business. Traditional methods of finance are like bank loan, equity finance, but they have banks loan have lot of terms and conditions attached with it, and which are difficult to complete by the small exporter, or somewhat it is difficult, find it difficult. Firm generally find it difficult to raise bank loans. So in this context, the two financing methods are factoring and forfeiting. Both provide immediate cash to exporters and importers or to seller, that virtually wipes out the credit period extended to the importer. Means factoring and forfeiting are two different methods of financing, where the seller or exporter gets immediate cash. So factor, that is a bank or financial institution, become a middleman between buyers and sellers. The exporter receives immediate reimbursement of the receivables, and exporter or seller have to give the charges of factoring and forfeiting agency. So let us discuss what is factoring in a formal way. If we define factoring, factoring is a specialized activity whereby a firm converts its receivables into cash by selling them to a factoring organization. The factor assumes the risk associated with it. The collection of receivables, there is a risk associated to collection of receivables from buyer or importer, and in the event of non-payment by the customers, debtor bears the risk of a bad debt loss. So factoring in a simple word is just like a broking, or it like a just middleman between buyer and seller. When seller sells goods, then documents of that particular goods, invoice and other documents, exporter gives it to factor, and on the basis of that, the exporter or seller gets some amount advanced on the basis of that invoice or that selling documents, and factor, which is the bank or financial institutions, later on collect that payment from buyer or importer. So there are different types of factoring: recourse factoring, non-recourse factoring. So later on we are going to discuss that. We can also define the factoring. Factoring can be broadly defined as an agreement in which receivables arising out of sales of goods, services are sold by the firm client to a factor. Factor means the financial institution, as the result of which the titles to the goods and services presented by the receivables owned by the factor. So we can broadly define it is an agreement between seller and buyer, and when service or goods sold by the firm to buyer or seller, sorry, buyer. So buyer or importer gives some documents. These documents received to the exporter or seller, and seller or exporter uh, sold it, these documents, to a bank, that is financial institution, and on the basis of that, financial institution or bank advances some amount around 75 to 80% of that particular amount to the seller or exporter on the basis of that document. Later on the due date, bank or financial institution collect that payment from buyer or importer. So that is the in the simple words we can define the meaning of factoring. Subsequently, factor becomes responsible for all credit control. So factor becomes responsible for letter uh, payment from the buyer or importer, sales accounting and debt collection from the buyer. So this was the meaning of factoring. Now there are three parties involved in the factoring contract. First is debtor, that is we called it buyer of goods. uh, it is debtor because he or she is going to uh, pay some debt to the seller. One who has purchased goods and services on credit and has to pay for same once the credit period gets over. Second is client, that is seller of goods. So debtor and client who had supplied goods or services to the customer on credit terms. So the trade between buyer and seller is happening on the credit. So on the credit of his previous credit, debtor gets goods from seller and seller sells goods on the credit which debtor have. Third party is factor, that is financer, who purchase the amount receivables from clients, that is seller of goods, and collect the money from the debtor of his client. So like a bill discounting, factor collects amount from the debtor, but before that client or seller of good required sum of amount, so that seller or client keeps that document of goods with factor or financer, and on the basis of that factor advances 75 to 80% of amount to the seller, and later on it collect from debtor or buyer of goods. In other words, factoring is a mechanism in which an exporter or seller transfer his right to receive payment against goods exported or services rendered to the importer in exchange for instant cash payment from a forfeiter or factor. So factoring is a mechanism in which the exporter or seller has some rights to receive payments in exchange of goods and services from the importer or buyer. So these rights of getting payment from buyer or importer, seller or client sells it to the bank, that is factor, and on the basis of that factor advances that particular amount after deducting factoring charges. Factoring is prevalent in business in various ways. For example, credit card factoring is often more short term than forfeiting and is applicable where receivables are due within around 90 days. So, till 19 days, factoring the factoring has that term. So, it is a short term financing by bank. Next is what is the role of buyer, uh, how this mechanism works. First, client or seller sells goods and services to buyers. Once a sales transaction is completed, buyer sends that bills, invoice or sales document to the client or seller of goods, and seller again sells these documents or gives these document to the factor, that is factor means financial institution or bank. Factors take a step into release the bill or sell document and provide sales receivables to the client or seller. Realization of credit sale is main function of factoring services. So on the basis of that particular document, bank provide finance to the exporter or seller. So it is called main function of factoring services. uh, this is the in this way the factor works as a middleman between the seller and buyer. So what is the role of buyer here? Buyer negotiate the term of purchase with seller. Buyer receives delivery of goods with invoice and instruction by the seller to make payment to the factor on due date. Buyer makes payment to factor in time or get extension of time. So what is the role of seller here? Seller enters into MOU, that is memorandum of understanding or contract with buyer, then sells of goods according to agreement, deliver to buyer copies of invoice, delivery channels, MOU, that is contract, and instruction to pay to the factors. Sellers receive payment from the factors, usually 70% to 80% payment of invoice value on selling the receivables from the buyer to factors. So seller receives the balance 20%, 20 to 25% from the factor after deduction of service charges of factoring. So after getting full payment from buyer to the factor deducts some 20 to 25% its factoring charges, and remaining 20 to 25% payment balance factor provide to the seller. So this is the mechanism of factoring. So here with the help of diagram we can explain it. First, selling firm sells goods to the here I have mentioned 1 2 3 4 numbers, so you can get the steps. In the first step, selling firm sells goods, then it receives the invoice copy. Buyer seller sells all that invoice copy, advance payment, final payments to the factor, and factor advances payment on due date to the customer or that seller. So this is the mechanism. In a simple words, we can explain that a seller sells goods to the buyers, and buyers gives the sales document to seller takes this document to the factor, and factor advances on the basis of that to the seller. So that is the in the simple words we can explain. This is the process. First, client, that is the seller, sells goods through the debtor gives the documents or other sales document to the client. Again, client gives that document to the factor, and factors advances amount to the client, and debtor then make payment to the factor on due date, and remaining balance of 20 to 25% factor advances to clients after deducting the charges of factoring services. So we have discussed the process of factoring. Now let us discuss the features of factoring. The nature of factoring. The nature of the factoring contract is similar to that of the bailment contract. So factoring is a specialized activity whereby a firm converts its receivables into cash by selling them to a factoring organization. The factor assumes the risk associated with the collection of receivables, and in the event of non-payment by the customer, debtor bears the risk of a bad debt loss. So in simple language we can say that factoring is a contract similar to bailment contract. The factor takes the risk of non-payment from the buyer or importer. So it is dependent if there is a non-course factoring, then all the risk have to bear by a factor. So it is a just contract between bailment contract between seller and buyer. So the nature of factoring is like a bailment contract. Second is the form of factoring. It takes the form of a typical invoice factoring, since it converts only those receivables which are not supported by negotiable instrument such as bills of exchange. This is because the firm resorts to the practice of bill discounting with its bank. In the event of receivables being backed by bills, factoring of receivables helps the client do away with the credit department, and the debtor of the firm becomes the debtor of the factor. So the form of factoring is, in a simple language, we can say only receivables which are not supported by negotiable instruments. So which are not supported by negotiable instrument, only in that form factoring can take place. Third is the assignment. Under factoring, there is an assignment of debt in favor of the factor. This is the basic requirement for the working of a factoring services. So there is a assignment of debt in favor of the factor. So this is the basic requirement for the factoring working of the factoring services. Then position of the factoring. The position of the factoring is fiduciary in nature, since it arises from the relationship with the client firm. The factor is mainly responsible for fulfilling the terms of the contract between the parties. So it is factor is responsible for the fulfilling the terms between these two parties. So the factor's position becomes fiduciary in nature. So it is just the relationship between the parties, or two parties created by these factors. So factors position become fiduciary. So next feature is professionalism. Factoring firms are professionally competent with skilled person to handle credit sales realization for different clients in different trades for better credit management. So factoring services are the factoring firms or banks are very professional, competent with skilled persons. Next is credit realization. Factors Credit realizations. Factor assist in realization of credit sales. They help in avoiding the risk of bad debt loss, which might arise otherwise. So, because of factoring services, credit the risk of sales credit can be minimized because of the middleman of factor or bank. Less dependent. Next feature, factors helps in reducing the dependence on bank finance towards working capital. This greatly relieves the firm of the burden of financing financial facility. So the factors helps in reducing the dependence on bank finance. So factoring is very easy finance to the exporter or seller. So it reduces the dependence on the bank. Then recourse factoring. Factoring may be non-recourse, in which case the factor will have no recourse to the supplier on non-payment from the customer. Factoring may also be with recourse, in which case the factor will have recourse to the seller in the event of non-payment by the buyer. So what is recourse and non-recourse factoring? In a simple words, Recourse factoring means if buyer do not pay to the factor, so the seller is responsible because seller came to the bank or factor with these documents, so seller becomes responsible to uh, take the payment from the buyer. If there is a non-recourse factoring, then bank is fully or the factor is fully responsible for the payment from the buyer. So seller are not seller is not responsible for the payment from buyer. So this is recourse factoring. Compensation. A factor works in return for a service charge calculated on the turnover. Factor pays the net amount after deducting the necessary charges, some of which may be special terms to handle the account of certain customers. So banks works with charges and it charge commission for factoring services. So it is depend on the handle the account of different types. So it is depend on the special terms and to handle the account of certain customers. So these were the features of factoring. In the next lecture we are going to discuss the types of factoring. So friends, that much in this today's lecture. If you have any queries and questions, then mail me, write your name in the comment box. Thank you, see you in the next lecture.